What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful Saturday, guys. I am up. I've been up for a little while. Got up this morning and went and worked out, and I'm back today with another video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I got a really busy weekend today. Well, not a weekend, but a busy day. Got a busy day. I've been invited to 2 events that I'm actually going to attend. Usually I'm just kind of lazy on Saturday. I kind of hang around home. Sometimes I may go catch a movie or something, but usually I'm just kind of at home. And today I'm actually going to be present and involved in some things. I've been invited to a brunch, and the brunch is from 12 to 6. It's actually an event. It's a guy that lives in my building. His company is called Tree Productions, and what he does is he goes around to different venues here in Memphis and throws these events. And he's doing a brunch, and I told him that I would actually attend this one, because usually the ones that he throws I don't want to attend. That one starts at 12, but I'm not going to go until around 3 o'clock. And then later on tonight, there is a show inside my building. There is a center museum, and they put on a lot of shows with like local artists, or sometimes they're artists from other places. They come in and have like a little venue in the back of the museum where there's a stage and sitting areas, very eclectic, very colorful. And so they're going to have a band there tonight. And so I'm very familiar with the lady that runs it, and she invited me to come along as her guest. So that's going to be at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go to that tonight, and they're going to have free food, barbecue and stuff like that. So I may end up eating a little barbecue after 8 o'clock tonight, but I'm going to go to that and just have a good time. So that's my day today. Hope you guys are having a pretty good day. And I wanted to come on again today with another message, getting back into my messages. Did my little intermittent fasting messages, and so now we're back to inspiring by way of just motivation and encouragement for our life. And we want to talk about growth a little bit. I know I've talked about this a few times, but I never talked about it in this way, about growth being painful. If you're interested in this video, keep watching. I'm having my coffee today, so I'm actually going to be having my coffee. Usually my coffee is sitting when I'm talking to you guys, but I'm going to actually have my coffee today. I just have black coffee, and I put a splash of non-dairy creamer in here, and so that's what I'm drinking this morning. I can't eat anything to noon, so it's all good. But anyway, we're going to talk about growth today. Growth being painful. Growth can be painful. And I guess it really just is up to you whether or not you feel that you should be growing. You know, I think a lot of people are fearful of growing because growing requires changing your life. And oftentimes we get comfortable in our present situations. We get comfortable in the things that we're doing because it's familiar. It's known. We don't have to worry about stepping into the abyss of not knowing. And so a lot of times people are afraid to step outside and of their comfort zone so that they can grow. But in order to grow, you have to take that chance. And sometimes it can be very painful. And the reason being because when you change, oftentimes that comes with losing certain things in your life. It could mean certain people that you are comfortable with, people that you have spent many times with. And here's my thing about that, because I've actually mentioned this before in a video, and it doesn't mean that you're saying because that person isn't changing that they're not growing. Oftentimes growth can cause people to grow apart, because when you have different ideas and different goals in life, it sometimes is not going down that same path. Sometimes it's taking you on different courses. So it can be that you grow apart from a person. It's not necessarily always that this person is just a bad person or they're immature, so you're growing and they're staying here. So let's clear that up, because I think I mentioned that before in a video, and someone commented, or you know how we get the comments, that I was trying to say that the other person maybe was not mature, and that's not necessarily the case. Growth can mean that you're just changing and you're going in different directions. Most of the time with me and the friends and the people that I used to hang around, that was the case. We simply grew in different directions. We wanted different things, and therefore our lives took different paths. And so that is something that can really happen. I have a girlfriend here locally, and she's cool, and we have fun. We'll occasionally go have lunch and different things like that. We'll go, we have another mutual friend we'll go eat dinner with and stuff like that. But we live totally different lives. And because my life, I choose to always be aware of becoming better, then I'm always seeking knowledge. I'm always seeking ways to change myself and improve on myself. So sometimes that comes with, okay, I'm gonna separate myself from some of these things that I used to do. When I was young, because this has been a long time ago, let me just put that out there. When I was in my 20s, I used to like to go out and party every weekend, every single weekend. When Friday come, we was like TGIF, girl, and let's go, and we go out, we get our drinks, we get tipsy, whatever the case may be. That was just a thing, and I think a lot of young people go to that point. But then after a while, that gets old. You start growing, you start maturing, and you want different things. So that's the example that I'm using. So that is our case here. I'm not got to be at every event that happens. I don't have to be at every party, every black and white, every sunset sundress, every, masquerade ball. I don't have to be at everything. I like to do those things occasionally. So with that being, we are a lot different, because she pretty much likes to go to everything, or every club party, every Friday night, every Saturday night, Blue Monday, ladies night, and I just don't. There are other things that I have interest in. I'm just different. So we have accepted that about each other. So we come together when there's something mutually that we enjoy doing, like maybe a brunch, because she may end up actually coming to the brunch today, and or when we hook up and have dinner. So that's just life. It happens. But growing can oftentimes even separate you more than that. It could actually cause you to part ways with people because your lifestyles are simply different, and it's nothing wrong with that. So growing can be painful. Growing can make you actually look at yourself. I was gonna sip this. Growing can cause you to look at yourself, because you're not trying to change the world. You're simply trying to change yourself, and it's an ongoing process, guys. Change can challenge your values. Change can sometimes offer opportunities, and it levels up your strengths. You have to know how to be flexible, guys, with change, because something that's happening today may be different tomorrow. That's like I'll use a job as an example. Right now at my company, I'm in the banking industry. A lot of people know that. And the bank that I actually work at now is considered to be, as they call, a boutique bank. So that means they're trying to be different. They're smaller from the average, I'll say, national banks or regional banks, because they want to offer something special, something unique. So in my opinion, because I've worked at other banks before on national levels, their software isn't as high in technology as some of the other softwares I've worked with when I worked at other banks. So now that we are at 2020 approaching, they're seeing the need to make some changes with the software to keep up with competition. And so it's challenging these people who have worked there 20, 25 years, because I think that's as long as this bank has been in existence. It's challenging them to learn something that they had never learned before. They're having to be flexible and be willing to be open-minded and to learn. So that's the best example that I can use, because growth can often, just kick you into a new situation, and you have to be willing to be flexible and have an open mind and to face the fears that you have about learning about this particular situation. So I'm on this mission to grow as much as I can, because one of the things that I'm faced with being single and not having a big circle of friends, just only having a few, and the ones that I have are married, the females that I have. And I have plenty male friends that are single. But a lot of times when I'm doing certain things, I really want the company of a woman. I'm not always wanting to just hang out with men. So in some of my travels that's coming up that I'm planning, because 2021, the year 2020 and 2021 are dedicated to me seeing the world. And I have to be aware of the fact that my girlfriends have spouses, especially my closest girlfriends. They're married. So they can't always just up and leave their husbands and say, hey, I'm taking this 7-day trip with my girl, Now, it's not saying that their husbands won't allow them to do certain things, because that's not what I'm saying. But because they have a different commitment, because their lives have different priorities, they're not able to just up and just bounce on a dime, because I decide I want to go somewhere. Now, of course, there's going to be always that, chance that, one of them may be able to go. And I'm going to always offer, because it's probably more entertaining and better experience when you can share it with someone. But the growth that I needed to happen for me is to not be afraid to do it alone. So that is one of the reasons why I started following channels where there were females who were actually embarking on these adventures of traveling alone. And I've seen them from early 20s to upper 50s traveling by themselves. So, and I figure if someone as young as one of my daughters in their 20s can do it, I can do it. So I'm going to challenge myself to not be afraid to step out, because if I don't do that, guys, I'll miss out on some of the most beautiful experiences of my life, waiting on other people to be able to share it with me when they may not be able to. So growth will move you. Growth is going to be something that you will have to change for. You'll have to be willing to take chances for it. You'll have to be willing to step into your fears if you want to see the change happen in your life. And not only that, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm a little nervous about trying to retire early. Most people retire, I'll say the earliest, usually. Now, I know a lot of people, I have friends who have retired earlier than what I am, because I have friends that were in the military and they retired like 53, 54. But the average, I think most people are retiring around 62, 65, and I think the retirement age is 67. So here I am in my 50s, just tired of the day-to-day rhetoric and wanting to do some things that I've been wanting to do to generate my income and live off of the money that I have invested. And that's why it was important for me to pay off debt, so that even though my money won't be full retirement amount, which some people saying, oh girl, you need to wait. But I want to do what I want to do. I can't do what other people feel that I should do. And because I am a little bit of a minimalistic person, I don't need a lot to live on. So, but in order for me to do these things, I have to situate things in my life so that I can do it. And that's very fearful, guys, because you wonder, okay, when I walk away from this career, am I going to be able to make it? Am I going to be able to do the things I need to do? Am I going to have enough money to support me, and live? And so I can't allow that fear to keep me stuck and say, oh, well, you know what? You better not do that, girl. You better just wait. I want to live my life. I want to be youthful and young still enough to get out there and to have these experiences that I have been wanting to do, because my life took me on a road that I wasn't prepared for, guys. And now that I have emptied my nest. My kids are gone. They're grown. They provide for themselves. What's preventing me from doing some of the things that I didn't get an opportunity to do growing up that I wanted to do? So that involves change. That involves growth, to be able to situate myself in that way. So that means I have to give up things. That means that I have to organize and be disciplined in areas of my life that I may not have ever been real disciplined about. So that's why it's not so important for me to have a lot of things, because my investments, money and savings, is for those things that I want to do that will bring me my ultimate joy. I don't find joy in owning material things. It's about experiences that I create with my life, adventures that I can take. So that's important to me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys about fear of growing, pain in growing, because whenever you have to change anything, it can be painful sometimes or scary sometimes. And just like the fasting challenge I took, I can use that as an example. It was a little painful for me in the beginning because I had to discipline myself not to eat in the morning. And those first few days when my stomach was telling me, okay, we used to having something in the morning, you put some water in my body, that's it, so yeah, it can be a challenge, guys. But in order to grow, you have to discipline, you have to change yourself, and sometimes it can be painful. So whatever area that applies to your life, just think about it. And you have to make the changes necessary if you want to see the growth. If you're comfortable where you are, then that's fine too. When people say they want to change and they want to grow, they don't want to make sacrifices, but it has to happen in order to make it happen. So that's all, guys. That's all I have today. I hope you all will enjoy your weekend. I plan to get out and do that. So I'm going to just find me something cute to wear since I got this cute body. And get ready to enjoy my day, guys. So you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys later on. I will be bringing up my final summary of the intermittent fasting probably next week sometime, so be looking for that during the middle of the week. So remember, always peace and love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.